Hi, and welcome to another Downers Grove Township Democrats candidate Q&A, this time with Justice Linda Davenport, running for 3rd Appellate Court Justice. Linda, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Linda Davenport. I'm one of your appellate justices. I've been a lawyer 45 years. In fact, my first office was right down the street in the bubble at the 5300 Main Street building in Downers Grove. I used to answer the phone and put myself on hold because I didn't have any staff. Then I'd come back with a different voice so that people would think I actually had a secretary helping me. I've been a lawyer for so long. I've seen the law change. I live in DuPage County. I've lived here for over 40 years. I've been really active in my community and in my church. I ran the PADS program at my church for 15 years. Every Sunday night, 65 souls on the basement floor with pads and meals and foods and showers and laundry, because there, but for the grace of God, go I. Bottom line is I work hard in my community. I worked hard in the law. I became the first president of the DuPage County Bar Association to be a woman after 117 years, and it didn't collapse. It kept going. It's even stronger today. I went on to become a judge, and then in 2018, because there's so little diversity in DuPage County, I ran as a Democrat, and I won. The first time in 179 years a Democrat had ever won as a circuit court judge in this county's history, which was founded in 1839. I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I want to keep doing it because I'm good at what I do.
What's the position you're running for, and why is it important?
So what is an appellate court exactly, and what does an appellate court justice do? In Illinois, think of it like a pyramid. There are about 1,000 judges. 940 of them are trial judges. Those are the ones where you're getting a traffic case, you have a criminal case, you're getting a divorce. You go into your county seat, and that's where the courthouse is, and they have a trial. One judge or a jury, and that's what you have. If you lose there, though, what do? Are your rights done? No, you have the right to go up to the appellate court, which is where I sit. There are 56 of us in the entire state of Illinois. My district is DuPage and Will, Kankakee, Iroquois, Grundy, LaSalle, and Bureau counties. 2 million of my closest friends. Bottom line is that we hear what the judge did. We go back and we review everything. We read the trial. And when I say we, it's 3 of us. 3 random out of the 7 that are in our district hear every case that comes up on appeal, because we want 3 brains working to make sure that what the trial judge did was right, the law was applied correctly and fairly. So that's our job, is to make sure that it was done. What happens if you lose in front of us? Then you have to get permission to go up a little bit higher to the Supreme Court in Illinois, which there are only 7 of them. So that's how I like to think of it, as a pyramid. Appellate justices are where most of the cases end in Illinois, because the Supreme Court cannot take that many cases. So for all intents and purposes, it's about 97% of all cases end at the appellate court. Try to imagine the responsibility that we have to make sure that we do everything right and that the trial judge was right. On November 5th, the judges are at the back of the ballot. Go all the way down to the ballot. I talk about critical issues of all good candidates for judges are at the back of that ballot. It's really imperative that you vote all the way down. I say it over and over again. Vote from the White House down to the courthouse. Finish your ballot.
Why are you the right person for this job?
There's no comparison between me and my opponent. Number one, I've been a judge now for over 18 years, not a year and a half. I've tried hundreds of cases as a judge since 2006 when I started, and before that, when I was a lawyer in 1979, I've tried thousands of cases. It's one thing to know the law. Everybody has to graduate from law school. It's how you apply it and how you read the law and make sure that it applies to individual people. That's my job, is to make sure that it's done right. So I teach other judges on ethics. That's critical. What I do is important, and it matters to all of us, whether or not the law is applied equally and fairly. That is my credo. That's what I live by and have for 45 years.
If there is one change you could enact in your position right away, what would it be?
I'd like to see judges out in the community more so that people can learn what the legal process is like and understand it and not be afraid of it. The law is more than just judges, too. We have, as lawyers, obligations to our community. One of the things I did when I was president of the DuPage County Bar Association was work with others to get a daycare facility installed in the courthouse so that when people came to the courthouse, they could have a safe place for their kids to be while they had to go through something stressful. I also think it's important to get young adults involved. And one of the things that we did there was on the appellate court, we had arguments at the College of DuPage. We had over 200 young adults sitting in the audience, learning what it was really like. It was quiet as a mouse. They learned it was not like Judge Judy. It was a real case involving real people. So I think it's important to get judges out of the courthouse and making sure that everyone understands what we do and why it is so critical to vote for judges.
Why is it important to vote in November and keep showing up at every election?
Local judges are elected by you. Federal judges are appointed. So the Supreme Court, albeit the 9 of them that sit there, they all have been appointed by the Senate. Bottom line, though, is that every case that ends up there starts local, starts in a trial courtroom like in Wheaton or in Joliet or in Chicago. And it has to wind its way through the system. So we have to make sure that judges at the base of that pyramid are the strongest that they possibly can be, that they share our values, and they agree that no one is above the law. Because as the cases move through the federal system and end up in the Supreme Court, we lose less and less contact. We have nothing that we can do to argue in front of the Supreme Court. Bottom line is that judges matter. They matter now more than ever. And when we don't vote, things happen. We're really clear on that. We can't let that ever happen again. This is the only democracy I have left to leave to my children and grandchildren. I don't want to lose it, and I want them, when they ask me, "What did you do, Grandma?" I didn't write a check. I didn't just gripe. I went out and voted.